Alright, what's going on, guys? Harry today for another video. Today we're going to be doing a transfer video. It's the first time I'm doing this. As you know, I love football and everything, and I love transfers, so I thought, why not do a transfer video? So today we're going to start with someone you probably don't even know. But it says Tigres right mid Jurgen Damm, if you want to say. And today he's been linked with a move to West Ham, according to the Sun. Yes, I know it's not reliable, but oh well. And it's saying West Ham are locked into talks for Mexican winger Jurgen Damm. The winger has been subject of a £4 million bid from the Premier League side, who are looking for more options in midfield. They've actually received a higher bid from another Mexican side, Pachua, but he likely wants to go to the Premier League as he does not want to move to his rivals, which is fair enough to him. And he's actually been clocked in as the second fastest player this season behind Gareth Bale at 35.2 kilometres. So on to the next one. We now have Inter Milan's Ivan Perisic, and today, according to Gianluca Di Marzio, United target Ivan Perisic might not leave Inter Milan this summer. The Croatian winger is liked by new manager Spalletti, they just brought the other day, who's expected to confirm at the he's now confirmed as the club's manager. To raise the money, they would have, because they have financial fair play activated on the 30th of June if they don't sell players in time, they don't make the money. So they are likely to try and sell Ranocchia, Murillo, Brozovic and Banega instead, and try and keep Perisic, which I don't really blame them for. I think he's a really good player. I would like him at United. But fair enough to Inter Milan, that's what they're trying to do. And then we'll move on to... It's basically a confirmed signing, but it's not confirmed yet. As, according to Gazzetta dello Sport, Ricardo Rodriguez is set to have a medical and will soon be announced as an AC Milan player. The Swiss left-back arrived at Malpensa Airport yesterday and stated, "I'm happy to be here, come on AC Milan." And also on AC Milan's Twitter yesterday, they said, "coming soon," with the hashtag RR, which is obviously his initials. So I think that's a very good sign for AC Milan. They've also signed Kessie, and they've also signed Musacchio. There's some really good signings so far for AC Milan. Next, we're going to move on to a confirmed transfer today, and it's that Borussia Dortmund have announced the signing of midfielder Maximilian Philipp from FC Freiburg on a 5-year deal. The German under-21 international has been a reported target of Tottenham, but now will remain at the Bundesliga clubs for 2022. You look at what I know you should never really judge real life to FIFA, but he does look pretty decent on this game, actually. I think he might be a good signing for Dortmund, so we'll just have to wait and see. And now we will move on to a double move, I guess you can count this as. According to Sky Sports today, Man City have decided to move on to Southampton left-back Ryan Bertrand instead of Monaco fullback Mendy after Monaco slapped a £40 million price tag on him. Sky Sports understands that Bertrand, along with fellow England international fullback Kyle Walker, could be City players within a fortnight. Sky sources reported back in April that Bertrand and Tottenham's Walker were both in City's top five on their list for transfers this summer, and it is understood some aspects of the deal for Bertrand has already been agreed. The deal would see the fullback his wages double from 55 grand a week to 110 grand a week if he was to move to the Etihad. So, if you're talking about this, I think Ryan Bertrand is a good left back. Ever since he's moved from Chelsea, he's been solid for them to replace Luke Shaw. I think he'd be a decent signing for City. To be fair, 40 million for Mendy. Like, they have the money. It's like they don't have it. I thought they would have just gone for Mendy. Like, I think Mendy will probably be one of the best left backs in the future. In the next 5 years or something like that, but I never know. And Kyle Walker, he's apparently fallen out with Pochettino, so it kind of makes sense that he might leave. It'd be a good signing. They do need fullbacks, since they've released Clichy, Kolarov is useless, so Bertrand would be good, and then they've obviously released Sanya, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I know they've released Sabaleta, so yeah. Anyway, we'll now move on to another confirmed signing, and this is Arsenal have confirmed Sead Kolasinac, I think is how you pronounce it. Don't judge me on that. Will join the club in the summer on a free transfer, the first capture of the transfer window for the Gunners. They have announced that he will sign a 5-year contract, even subject to completion of all regulatory processes. The defender will start pre-season training in July. So I think that is one position I think Arsenal needed to improve on for ages. Monreal has been a great player for them, but he's not world class, I'd say. I don't think he's that good. He's a good worker, but I don't think he's as good as Kolasinac. Plus, Kolasinac can play left wing if they need to, or like a wing back, centre back. And he can even play centre mid if you really wanted to. So I think he's a perfect player for Arsenal to sign, especially on a free. That's a great transfer. Now we're now moving on to that was a big transfer, but it's Newcastle United are closing in on a season-long loan of Chelsea striker Tammy Abraham, according to Sky sources. A deal for the 19-year-old who spent last season in the Championship with Bristol City is expected to be completed in the next few days. After he scored 26 goals last season in the Championship, I think he's a terrific player. I hope he's not like Patrick Bamford, where he did really well in the Championship, then he got a loan to a Premier League club, didn't play, and just flopped completely. I think he's at Burnley now, and he's just done nothing. No, he's at Middlesbrough now, sorry. Yeah, but Tammy Abraham did very well last year, so hopefully that's a good sign for Newcastle. And then also, according to was only breaking like the last hour or so, Sky Sports News understand that Liverpool are in talks with Sporting Lisbon over the signing of winger Gelson Martins. Jurgen Klopp is known to be exploring other options with fears behind the scene. At Liverpool, they're being priced out a move for Roma's Mohamed Salah. He does have a release clause of £46.5 million, but Sporting would be willing to sell him for just under £40 million under the right circumstances, and are worried they will lose out on him as he did not qualify for the Champions League group stages. So the thing about being priced out for Salah seems, I'm pretty sure this guy's going to cost them more than Salah would have. I'm pretty sure we're after like £40 million for Salah. That's about, I guess it's just under. So I don't know. He does look like a good player. I'm not going to lie, I've never watched him, but you never know, he might be a good signing for Liverpool. He's quick, as you can see, obviously. He looks like he's probably a good dribbler of the ball. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that happens, if they don't get Salah. We're moving on to another big transfer, and we've got Everton striker Romelu Lukaku says he has reached an agreement with another Premier League club. The Belgian forward stopped short of naming the club in question and when the transfer could happen, but he has said he is calm for now and he knows which direction his future will take. And he also said to Sky Sports, my agent knows what's going to happen and I know as well. So I most likely guarantee you this is Chelsea. I know social media doesn't mean much, but he just started following a bunch of Chelsea players today. I know he used to play for Chelsea, but it was the ones he never played with before, like Kante and stuff. So I don't take it that social media should not be the reason that you believe he's going to sign for a club. But I don't think United's the other club I've seen linked with him, and I don't think United are going for him just about what I'll tell you next. But I think Lukaku is definitely Chelsea bound. So I think it's a good sign for them. The only problem is I don't think he's that good in big games. If he can improve his scoring in big games and possibly his first touch, I think he will be the best striker in the Premier League. And the reason that I have said this is because today, or last night even, United have had a €60 million bid rejected by Real Madrid for Alvaro Morata. This does not include David De Gea, and they now want €90 million for him, or it'll be 40 million plus De Gea. So I'm sorry, if they want 90 million for Morata, then De Gea's got to be worth about 150. I'm just done. But if they cannot agree to sign Morata, they will instead make a £70 million bid for Torino striker Andrea Bellotti, who does have a release cost of £87 million, but they look like they could get him for less than that. We'll just have to wait and see. Right, we now move on to a report from the L'Equipe, and it's saying Inter Milan and Manchester United are in discussions to transfer of James Rodriguez, with PSG also interested, but Real Madrid want at least €70 million for the Colombian international to try and recoup most of the money that they spent to sign him from France, from Monaco, 3 years ago now after the World Cup. If you ask me, I would take, since the whole Griezmann thing seems like he's just not coming anymore, I would take Rodriguez as a number 10, because that's where Griezmann would have played. He would take the number 10 jersey, because I think Rooney's gone. I think it'd be a good signing. I don't know if Inter Milan can see. I've seen other sources, like Mars has said that he wants Champions League football, which PSG obviously can offer him as well, but Inter Milan can't, so I have to wait and see what happens on that one. And now we will move on to Swedish defender Victor Lindelof today, and this has been reported by many outlets today that Manchester United are very close to agreeing a €35 million deal for Benfica centre-back Victor Lindelof, with Benfica's president set to come back, fly back into Manchester to finalise the deal within the next few days. But Victor Lindelof, if this is agreed, will have to wait until after their friendly with Norway on the 30th of June before having his medical and signing a 5-year deal. If you ask me, I think this would be a very good signing, especially if Southampton are going to spend about Liverpool are going to spend about 60 or 70 million on Van Dijk. Like we could get Bayern Lindelof, who could be two great centre backs for just like 5 million more or less, depending on how much Liverpool try and get Van Dijk for. So it's a pretty good signing. Lindelof, I'd take him. And now we're moving on to another United player. It's just the way I've ordered them, guys. Don't worry, it's not just all United. Don't worry. But today for the Masters, United have made a remarkable advance in recent days to sign Fabinho after they are confident that a €40 million bid will be accepted by them for the Brazilian defensive midfielder. He does have a release clause of about 40 to 45 million euros, so we'll have to wait and see if it will be accepted. But if that is his release clause, I'm guaranteed he'll accept it. And he also has the same agent as Jose Mourinho and George Mendes. So yeah, he's a very good player. I would take him over Bakayoko, who looks set to go to Chelsea. So I have to see what happens. And now we're moving on to a confirmed transfer, and that is that Derby County have completed the signing of Curtis Davis for an undisclosed fee on a 3-year deal. Which I honestly, I was surprised how let him go. I'm pretty sure he was their captain, if not captain, vice captain. And I thought he was probably their best defender last year, along with Harry Maguire. So I'm surprised the whole of let him go. Maybe he only had like a year left in his contract. I'm not sure about that. But maybe he wanted to leave. He maybe doesn't think Hull will get promoted. Maybe Derby will. We'll have to wait and see. And now we are moving on to the players just talking about Van Dijk. And today, this report, after being reported Liverpool were interested, he wanted to move to Liverpool. Southampton have now reported Liverpool to the Premier League to activate an investigation over an illegal approach for the player. Van Dijk still has 5 years remaining on his contract, and Southampton feel they have no need to let him go, even though there's reports that they would accept a bid of £60 million for him. And to be honest, if I was a Southampton fan, I would be surprised they reported him, because Liverpool literally try to sign all their players, and I'm pretty sure they're just sick of it now. So, good on Southampton for doing that. And now we're moving on to another potential transfer. We've now got Hector Bellerin saying it's linked with Barcelona again as a potential return as their number one right back now that they don't have a proper right back. They have Roberto, but I don't think they believe he's good enough, and I don't think he's good enough either. So he came out yesterday saying it's great to know about the interest of Barca, the club where I grew up. I'm an Arsenal player, and we'll see what happens. So you take from that, you never know. I guarantee if they probably had a bid accepted by Arsenal for Bellerin, he'd probably go. But I don't think he's going to force through a move to Barca. So, like De Gea probably wants to go to Real Madrid, but I don't think he'll force through a move. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. And now we're moving on to the Daily Star today, and they have said AC Milan will launch a €60 million bid for Diego Costa after looking set to miss out Alvaro Morata after saying he would never return to Italy. Chelsea's Costa is thought to was their second target if they were to fail on Morata anyway, and they would move for him if Chelsea were to sign Romelu Lukaku this summer. Again, I think he'd be a good signing for them. He's tall, he's physical. That's what you need in Syria, I believe. And what was I going to say? Yeah, if Lukaku signs, I see Lukaku being their main striker. So I think Costa. Plus, he's been linked with a move out for the last few years now, being homesick. Probably want to go to Atletico, and then China being linked. So yeah, have to wait and see. And then on to the other Chelsea striker. It's Michy Batshuayi. He's saying insisting he cannot spend another season on the Chelsea substitute bench after with an interview with the Telegraph, but he says his future is out of his hands. Monaco and West Ham are interested in the striker, but they are not sure if they will sign him after they have slapped a value of £30 million on him for the striker that joined from Marseille for £33 million last year. But he did obviously score that vital goal that won them the league by beating West Brom in the last few minutes. So yeah, I wouldn't blame Michy for leaving really, because I think he's a very great striker. He's a very good striker. He has a lot of potential. But if Costa was to leave, I think he'd be their main striker. But if they bring Lukaku in, I just don't think he wants to. He doesn't play enough minutes for me. I know I'm not Chelsea fan, but I do think he's good. I think he should play a lot more for them. So I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to leave for first team football. And going on to another one today, which when I saw this yesterday, I couldn't believe it. And it's that Mino Raiola, the agent of Balotelli, has confirmed that well, he said at least that Balotelli will be playing for Borussia Dortmund next year. When I saw that, I was a bit surprised. It may not happen. It might just be a lie to try and see clubs saying, "Oh no, Balotelli's close to joining Dortmund. Let's try and make a move for him or something, or try and bump up his price." I don't know. I have to wait and see on that one. And then we were moving on to BBC today, who, during an interview with BBC 5 Live, Jermaine Defoe has confirmed he will be joining Bournemouth from Sunderland after passing a medical with the club. So that one, he also said that even though it's like a 300-mile journey between, obviously, Bournemouth to Southampton, he will still go visit Bradley Lowe, the young kid who's got cancer, and apparently he's only got a few weeks left to live, which is very sad. So, hope Jermaine Defoe will probably try and spend as much time as possible with him at the moment, because they did get very close over his time at Sunderland. So I still think it's a good time for Defoe. He used to play for Bournemouth, but it's like 180k a week wages. I think, gee, that is a lot for a 34-year-old, I believe he is. Yeah, he's very Premier League proven. He got, I think, 14 goals last season in the Prem for bottom of the league Sunderland. So that's pretty good. And then we move on to the final transfer rumour of the day. Well, the last one was basically confirmed, but this one is transfer rumour. It's called to Bild, which is like the big German newspaper, that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has agreed a 4-year deal with PSG to where he will earn €40 million per year. No fee has been agreed with the club yet, but it's apparently supposed to be around €70 million. And there's already been pictures on his social media of him emptying out his house, his garage and everything, and he already looks set to move. To me, Aubameyang moving to PSG is a step down. Like, he's already been to France. It's not the most difficult league. For me, I thought he should have probably either gone to the Prem or probably gone to Spain, because he did say he wanted to play for Real Madrid. I don't think that will ever happen now. But still, that'll be a very good sign for PSG. And does it mean Cavani's going to leave? I don't know. They do need another striker for Cavani, because I'm pretty sure Cavani was their top scorer like 30 plus goals or something. I think the next top scorer was Lucas with like 8, which is very poor for a club. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I think that'll most likely happen though. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please hit the like button. I'll probably make more of these. I might make one every week. I don't know. But I probably will upload these as soon as I finish editing them, just because transfer news updates like every 10 minutes, really. So, until next time, guys, I will see you. Bye.